Today we have a fascinating transfer story that could develop into one of Arsenal's smartest signings of the summer. Hello Gunners, welcome on destination for the latest Arsenal transfer news, breaking updates, match analysis and everything happening at the Emirates. If you love Arsenal as much as we do, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications and let's dive straight into today's massive Arsenal news. Come on you Gunners, reports suggest Arsenal are pushing ahead with their interest in Christos Tzolis, with some outlets even claiming the Gunners are close to completing a deal worth around £35 million, while other reports describe negotiations as ongoing rather than finished. That means this remains a developing story, so Arsenal fans should treat it as a strong transfer link until the club makes an official announcement. So who exactly is Christos Tzolis? For fans who haven't watched much Belgian football, Tzolis is not just another winger. The Greek international has rebuilt his career spectacularly after a difficult spell in England with Norwich City. When Norwich signed him as a teenager, expectations were huge. Many believed he would become one of Europe's brightest young attackers. But things didn't go according to plan. Norwich struggled in the Premier League, managers changed, opportunities became limited, and Tzolis never truly settled. Instead of giving up, he chose the harder path. He accepted loan moves, worked on every aspect of his game, rediscovered his confidence in Germany, and then exploded at Club Brugge. Last season was the campaign that changed everything. He became one of the most productive attacking players in Belgium, producing goals and assists consistently while also impressing in European competition. His performances have now attracted interest from several top clubs, with Arsenal among those monitoring him closely. So why are Arsenal interested? The answer is actually quite simple. Mikel Arteta wants more unpredictability in attack. Last season, Arsenal sometimes became too predictable against teams defending with 10 men behind the ball. Opponents knew where the danger would come from. Bukayo Saka would attack from the right. Martin Odegaard would create. Gabriel Martinelli would stretch the left side. But when Saka was unavailable or Martinelli struggled for form, Arsenal lacked another winger capable of changing games consistently. That is exactly where Tzolis enters the conversation. One of his biggest strengths is directness. Unlike many modern wingers who constantly recycle possession, Tzolis loves running directly at defenders. He attacks space, he drives inside, he shoots confidently from distance. He creates chances quickly instead of slowing attacks down. Those qualities perfectly match the aggressive football Arteta wants Arsenal to play. Another reason Arsenal admire him is versatility. Tzolis can play on the left wing. He can operate on the right if needed. He has even played as a second striker and in advanced attacking roles during different stages of his career. That flexibility is extremely valuable because Arsenal compete in the Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup and League Cup. Arteta doesn't just need 11 great players, he needs 20 players capable of starting important matches. Imagine Arsenal facing Manchester City on Sunday, then Real Madrid 3 days later, then Liverpool the following weekend. Rotation becomes essential. Having another high-quality winger means Saka and Martinelli don't have to play every minute of every competition. That keeps everyone fresher throughout the season. Another fascinating aspect is Tzolis' mentality. Many talented young footballers struggle after difficult transfers. Tzolis experienced failure early in England. Instead of disappearing, he rebuilt himself from the ground up. That resilience is exactly the type of personality Arsenal have been targeting in recent transfer windows. Arteta often speaks about signing players with the right mentality before anything else. Players who work, players who improve, players who respond positively after setbacks. Tzolis appears to fit that profile perfectly. His age is another major advantage. At just 24 years old, Arsenal would be signing someone entering the prime years of his career. He still has room to improve while already possessing valuable experience in England, Germany, Belgium, European competitions and international football with Greece. Financially, the deal also makes sense. Compared with some elite wingers costing £80 million, £100 million or even more, paying around £35 to £40 million for a player with Tzolis' production could represent outstanding value if he adapts successfully to the Premier League. Reports suggest Arsenal view him as an affordable way to strengthen their attacking depth, rather than as their only marquee winger signing. But here's the biggest question. Would Christos Tzolis immediately become Arsenal's first choice left winger? Or would he arrive to compete with Gabriel Martinelli and Leandro Trossard while earning his place through performances? That is exactly what we'll analyse in Part 2. We'll break down Tzolis' playing style in detail, compare him directly with Martinelli and Trossard, examine his biggest strengths and weaknesses, and explain why many scouts believe he could be one of the smartest value signings of the summer. If you're excited about this transfer possibility, hit the like button, subscribe to Arsenal Daily Talk, and let us know in the comments. Would you sign Christos Tzolis for £35 million? Come on, you Gunners! Scouting report. Is Christos Tzolis the missing piece in Arsenal's attack? Welcome back, Gunners! In Part 1, we looked at the latest transfer reports linking Arsenal with Christos Tzolis and explored why Mikel Arteta could be interested in bringing the Greek international to the Emirates. Now it's time to go much deeper. Let's break down exactly what kind of player Christos Tzolis is, what he would bring to Arsenal, and whether he has what it takes to succeed in the Premier League. The first thing that stands out when watching Tzolis is his confidence. Some wingers receive the ball and immediately pass backwards. Others slow the attack down, waiting for support. Tzolis is completely different. His first instinct is to attack. The moment he receives possession, he looks forward. He wants to beat his defender. He wants to drive into the penalty area. He wants to create danger. That fearless mentality is exactly what Arsenal sometimes missed against teams that defended with a very low block. Too often last season, Arsenal dominated possession but struggled to create clear-cut chances because opponents packed the penalty area with defenders. In those situations, you need players who can create something out of nothing. Tzolis has shown that ability throughout his recent performances. Another major strength is his pace. He may not be the absolute fastest winger in Europe, but his acceleration over the first few meters is excellent. That burst allows him to beat fullbacks before they can recover. Once he gets into open space, he's difficult to stop without committing a foul. This makes him especially dangerous in transition. Imagine Arsenal winning the ball deep in their own half. Martin Odegaard immediately spots Tzolis making a run down the left. One perfectly weighted pass and suddenly Arsenal are racing toward goal with defenders scrambling to recover. Those are the situations where Tzolis can be devastating. Let's talk about his finishing. Many wingers are brilliant at creating chances but struggle when it comes to scoring. Tzolis is different. He has shown he can finish with both feet and remains composed in one-on-one situations. He also strikes the ball cleanly from outside the penalty area. That means defenders cannot simply show him onto his weaker foot or allow him space around the edge of the box. He has several ways to hurt opponents. The more unpredictable an attacker becomes, the harder he is to defend. Another quality Arsenal supporters would appreciate is his movement without the ball. Football isn't only about what happens when you have possession. Elite attackers know how to move intelligently before the ball arrives. Tzolis constantly searches for gaps between defenders. He makes diagonal runs. He attacks the far post. He drifts into central areas to overload the opposition defense. Those movements create space not only for himself, but also for teammates. Imagine Bukayo Saka cutting inside from the right. If Tzolis is making a run toward the far post, defenders have another dangerous player to track. That can open space for Kai Havertz, Martin Odegaard or Declan Rice arriving late into the box. Now let's compare him with Arsenal's current options, Gabriel Martinelli. Martinelli remains one of the Premier League's most explosive wingers. At his best, he stretches defences with incredible pace and relentless pressing. However, his form has fluctuated at times, and injuries have occasionally interrupted his rhythm. Tzolis offers a different profile. He's slightly calmer in front of goal and often looks for intelligent positioning rather than relying purely on speed. The two players could push each other to improve every week. Healthy competition usually raises standards. Leandro Trossard. Trossard is one of Arsenal's smartest attacking players. His movement, link-up play and technical ability are outstanding. But Trossard is now one of the more experienced attackers in the squad, and Arsenal must continue planning for the future. Tzolis would add younger legs while offering another direct option against tired defences. Instead of replacing Trossard immediately, he could gradually earn more responsibility over time. One area where Tzolis still has room to improve is consistency. Like many attacking players, he can go through periods where the final pass or finish isn't quite there. The Premier League is also a step up in intensity compared with the Belgian League. He would need time to adapt to faster defending, greater physicality, and relentless weekly competition. That means supporters shouldn't expect him to dominate from day one. Patience would be important. Another question is defensive work. Arteta demands every winger press aggressively, track back and help the fullbacks. Arsenal's system relies on collective defending. The good news is that Tzolis has shown a willingness to work hard without the ball. His pressing has improved significantly over the past 2 seasons. There is still room for development, but under Arteta's coaching, many players have become much stronger defensively. Perhaps the most exciting aspect of this potential signing is his ceiling. He's only 24 years old. That means Arsenal wouldn't just be buying the player he is today. They would be investing in the player he could become over the next 4 or 5 seasons. Arteta has built much of his success by identifying talented players before they reach their absolute peak. If Arsenal believe Tzolis can continue improving, this could become another smart long-term investment. Of course, no transfer is without risk. His previous spell in English football with Norwich was disappointing, although he has since developed significantly. The key question is whether his growth in Germany and Belgium has prepared him for a successful return to the Premier League. Arsenal's recruitment team will believe the answer is yes if they decide to move forward. So where would Christos Tzolis actually fit into Arteta's tactical system? Would he start on the left? Could he play on the right to give Bukayo Saka some much-needed rest? Or could Arteta surprise everyone by using him in a completely different attacking role? In Part 3, we'll dive into the tactics, reveal Arsenal's strongest possible starting 11 with Tzolis, explore how he could combine with Saka, Odegaard, Rice and Havertz, and explain why this transfer could transform Arsenal's attack. If you're enjoying this analysis, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Arsenal Daily Talk, and tell us in the comments. Do you think Christos Tzolis is ready for the Premier League? Come on, you Gunners! How Christos Tzolis could fit into Mikel Arteta's Arsenal. Welcome back, Gunners! So far, we've covered the latest transfer reports and taken a detailed look at Christos Tzolis as a player. Now comes the most exciting question of all: how would Mikel Arteta actually use him if Arsenal complete this signing? This is where things become really interesting. One of Arteta's biggest tactical principles is flexibility. He doesn't want players who can perform only one role. He wants footballers who can adapt during a match without forcing the team to change shape. Tzolis fits that profile well. Although he naturally prefers the left wing, he has also played on the right and in more central attacking positions during different stages of his career. That versatility would give Arteta more options across a long season. Let's imagine Arsenal lining up in their familiar 4-3-3. David Raya in goal. A solid back four. Declan Rice protecting the defence. Martin Odegaard orchestrating attacks. Bukayo Saka on the right. Kai Havertz leading the line. Now place Christos Tzolis on the left. Immediately, Arsenal have 2 wingers who constantly threaten defenders one-on-one. Instead of opponents focusing almost entirely on stopping Saka, they would also have to deal with Tzolis attacking from the opposite flank. That balance could make Arsenal much harder to defend against. Another important point is squad rotation. Last season, Arsenal relied heavily on Bukayo Saka. Whenever Saka missed games through injury or fatigue, the attack often lost creativity and unpredictability. Arteta has spoken about the need to compete on multiple fronts. To challenge for the Premier League and the UEFA Champions League, Arsenal need quality beyond their starting 11. Tzolis could allow Arteta to rotate his wide players more effectively without a major drop in attacking quality. Imagine a busy week. Saturday, Arsenal play Manchester United. Wednesday, a Champions League quarter-final. Sunday, a crucial Premier League match against Liverpool. Instead of asking Martinelli or Saka to play every minute, Arteta could rotate Tzolis into the starting lineup. Fresh legs against tired defenders can completely change a match. Modern football isn't just about having the best starting 11. It's about having the strongest squad. Another tactical advantage is his movement. Tzolis doesn't simply hug the touchline. He often drifts into half spaces, attacks the far post, and makes diagonal runs behind defenders. That movement complements players like Martin Odegaard, who excels at threading passes into dangerous areas. Picture Odegaard receiving the ball between the lines. Tzolis starts wide, then suddenly darts inside behind the full-back. Odegaard spots the run, one perfectly weighted through ball, and Arsenal have a clear scoring opportunity. These are the combinations Arteta loves to create. His relationship with Declan Rice could also be important. Rice frequently wins possession high up the pitch and quickly launches attacks. If Tzolis is already making forward runs, Arsenal can transition from defence to attack in seconds. That kind of direct threat forces opponents to think twice before committing too many players forward. Now let's compare him with Arsenal's current left-sided options. Gabriel Martinelli offers explosive pace and relentless pressing. Leandro Trossard brings intelligence, composure, and technical quality. Tzolis would add another dimension, a winger who is comfortable taking early shots, making aggressive runs into the box, and attacking defenders with confidence. Rather than replacing either player immediately, he could increase competition and give Arteta different tactical solutions depending on the opponent. There's also another factor Arsenal's recruitment team values highly: age profile. At 24, Tzolis is entering what many consider the beginning of a player's prime years. He's old enough to have valuable experience, but young enough to keep improving under elite coaching. That fits Arsenal's long-term squad-building strategy. Now, of course, there are still questions. Can he reproduce his impressive form from Belgium in the Premier League? Can he handle the physical intensity and relentless schedule? Can he make an immediate impact against some of the world's best defenders? Those questions won't be answered until he plays in England again. That's why, despite the excitement, this remains a transfer with both opportunity and risk. Financially, reports have suggested a fee in the region of £35 to £40 million, though figures vary between sources and nothing has been officially agreed. If those numbers are accurate, Arsenal would be paying significantly less than the fees being quoted for many elite wingers currently on the market. If Tzolis adapts quickly, that could prove to be excellent value. If he struggles, Arsenal would still have invested in a player with age, resale value and international experience on his side. So could Christos Tzolis become one of the surprise signings of the summer? Could he follow the path of players who arrived with modest expectations before becoming fan favourites at the Emirates? Or will Arsenal ultimately decide to pursue a different attacking target? In Part 4, we'll examine how likely this transfer really is, look at the latest reports, discuss what Arsenal fans are saying, give our final verdict on the move, and rate the chances of seeing Christos Tzolis wearing the famous red and white shirt this season. If you've enjoyed this deep tactical analysis, make sure you like the video, subscribe to Arsenal Daily Talk, and let us know in the comments. Would Christos Tzolis be a smart signing for Arsenal, or should the club focus on another winger? As always, come on you Gunners!